This right here is a Monoprice Select Mini V2, my very first 3D printer that I got like 8 years ago now. This printer has done hundreds of hours of printing for me, and it's been pretty good. In fact, if I plug it in, the thing still works. So knowing how long this thing has lasted me, when I saw not one, but 2 more Monoprice Select Mini V2s for free on Marketplace, I thought I'd try and get them running again. You might be able to tell from the dust on this thing, it seems like it's been a while since it's actually printed something. There is plastic on the print bed, very stuck to it. This model of printer has multiple pretty common issues, which sounds like a bad thing, but I'm hoping that means I know what the problems are, and they're probably not that hard to fix. Number one, the heat bed wires always break on these printers. I'm pretty sure when I plug them in, I'm gonna find that those aren't working. Obviously, this needs attention, and I think this might actually be all right. We'll have to see. They also threw in this extra Z-axis. I don't know if the Z-axis is broken on one of these, but if it is, I have another one. They did not include power supplies though. The person said that they had the power cables and would message me when they found them, and then they never messaged me again. I can't really complain. They gave me 2 3D printers for free and then tried to sell me one that was like $1,800. This is the stock power supply that came with my printer, and it is rated for 12 volts, 7 amps. I went on AliExpress and bought the cheapest equivalent power supply. For $22 each, I got these things. This original power supply is already, pretty light, but it weighs something. This feels like nothing. I don't know, they were really cheap, possibly a fire hazard, possibly unreliable, but they do work. Let's plug in printer number 1, see what this thing does. This looks promising so far. The printer powered up right away. Notably though, the interface is different from my printer, so this must be on a different firmware. Do the motors function? X-axis? Oh, yeah, it does. Y-axis? Yup. That is very promising so far. All of the motors function, including the Z-axis, which means this is not the reason he gave me an extra motor. Maybe that one's broken? I want to check the temperature sensors though. I know the bed wires are probably broken. They always break on these printers. Preheat. 999 degrees. Yeah, this is going to need a bed rewire. Oh, it doesn't come back at all, no matter where this is. It looks like the nozzle heating actually does work. I don't know if the... Oh, yeah, the fan works too. This printer is obviously going to need a lot more attention, so I'm gonna put this one to the side for a bit and see if I can get this one working, because it seems like it only needs bed wiring, and that is not too complicated. The Z-axis on this thing is functioning properly, but this is the speed that they move on all of this model of printer. They're extremely slow. I'm trying to wind it up so I can work on the bed. I have to say, these bed wires look very intact considering how non-functional that temperature sensor is. I think I need to get inside the printer. Second look at this wiring, this has definitely been replaced before. They wouldn't have had silicone wire from the factory, and this has clearly been re-added to the original plug. This is actually not the problem though. The problem is the temperature sensor, and that wire is completely intact. I think I need to do some measuring. Neither the black nor the red wire have any continuity through them, despite them looking like nothing has touched them before. I'm just gonna try swapping out this cable and seeing if that makes a difference. This is just a random length of an old power cable. I'm gonna solder this on there, solder it to the connector, and we'll see if we get temperature readings. How cool would it be if this is the only problem with this printer? Got some heat shrink, got my wires attached, solder these ones, shrink the tubing, done. Yeah, 15 degrees on the print bed. Will it heat up? Technically, the temperature went up, but it should be doing more than this by now. You know what? The thing is up to temperature, the bed is warm, and I loaded plastic, it extrudes. I'm just gonna put this all back together and see if it'll print right now. I've got a 20mm cube on this SD card. Pretty hard to complain about that result. First time trying this printer, and it finished the part with 0 issues. It works totally fine. Even though that worked fine, it's a good idea with this model of printer to reroute the wiring along the back instead of underneath the print bed. It just makes them last a lot longer. So I'm gonna go ahead and do these modifications to both of these printers and make sure those bed wires are actually gonna last. The bed wiring off of this printer is pretty chewed up. I'm gonna replace all of this stuff. I've drilled holes in both of the printers, and something you can do on this model is take this rubber piece out of the bed, because you're not gonna need it there anymore, and put it right there. And then your wires will be more protected. Both of these bed plates now have much more secure wiring. Let's get them back on the printer. The heated bed rewiring is now complete on both of the printers. Both of them heat up properly, both of them measure their temperature properly, and I even used the first printer to print strain reliefs for both of the printers. So now the wires route around the back. It's gonna work a lot better that way. Printer number 2 is going to need a little bit more attention in this area. I don't need 3 of these printers though, and at this point, I'm pretty confident I'm going to have 3 working Select Mini V2s. I do not need 3 of this printer, so I know someone who wants one of them. I'm gonna go drop that off, and then we'll get started on this one. I brought you this.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate. And it just prints things, huh?
I'll show it to you. This right here is going to make this a lot easier. I found the entire hot end with a fan, nozzle, heater, and temperature sensor for $13. Total investment for printer number 2 with the power supply is like $35. It's pretty good for a working 3D printer, if I can get this working. So let's get this connected and see if this prints. This did come with a fan, but I don't see any reason why the stock fan should be a problem. So I'm gonna keep this, just stick this in here and rewire these wires to the wires on the printer. I just did a quick test here and it does heat up and it does measure the temperature. So this seems good. Now, one problem with this, the clips that are supposed to hold this together are missing, but I think I can maybe 3D print some. I got a 3D printer now. Actually, I forgot about this. This part screws on. The thing that I'm missing the clips for is just the fan. I want to see if I can print those clips on this printer. The only thing preventing me from doing that should be this tube, so I can stick this back in here and get some filament loaded in the printer. Let's try it. Wires are strapped up and I'm in the process of leveling the bed. Well, this is a problem I didn't expect. The hot end is not as long as the stock one, so I guess I need to raise up the build platform a bit to make it actually reach. I'm gonna get some standoffs and see if I can make that happen. Well, I'm not sure that this is what the original engineers had in mind, but it definitely seems like it is working. Yeah, that's going down pretty good. And that is successfully printed parts off of both of the free 3D printers for about a $60 investment, which is not bad for 2 working 3D printers. I'm 3D printing a benchy boat right now. It's working pretty good. I do think this one might have some motherboard issues. It struggles to read the SD card sometimes. But other than that, the other one works perfectly, and there's someone actually using it now. Got an extra fan, extra Z-axes. I didn't end up needing this. Actually, this is not for this printer. That is way too tall. I just looked at that now. I don't know what this is for. I guess I have a free stepper motor? Yeah, not sure about that one. Anyways, get subscribed. New video next week. Thank you for watching. Until next time.